Now, the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Dan Botwe, has reiterated government's efforts to alleviate poverty through targeted poverty alleviation programs. Mr. Botwe was speaking at a conference organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy on adopting the Chinese poverty alleviation model in tackling poverty eradication. Despite several efforts to tackle poverty, not much has been achieved since independence. Although several policy initiatives such as the Program for Action to Mitigate the Social Costs of Adjustment, Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty, and many more, arguably, they have not yielded the needed results. With the informal sector dominating the economy, targeted policy and infrastructural development will be key to achieving results. Dan Botwe is the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development.
In these discussions, we want to take the China example and say that what was the practice, what were the methods, and when we say people have been eradicated from poverty, is it that now they have something that they are doing with their own hands? They can earn a living sustainably. They don't have to depend on government or other relatives. Then we say they are now out of poverty because they are in some form of employment. Is that what would define alleviation of poverty? So that we can be very practical. We can't have a country where so many programs have been pursued.
Senior scholar at the Institute of Economic Affairs, Professor Alexander Bilson-Darko, blamed the lack of proper implementation and targeted donor support to the growing poverty line.
If we have our nationally crafted poverty reduction strategy, that in itself could attract donor support. We don't need donors to suggest a poverty reduction strategy to us to follow, right? The nation needs to come together to define what poverty is and be able to come out with its own plan of poverty reduction, must have enough resources by itself to pursue it. And if donors see that we're doing a good job and want to contribute to it, that will be a blessing to us. China did it exclusively with some support, but almost exclusively on their own, okay? So it can be done.
Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Dr. Anthony Yaoban, urged government to emulate the Chinese model of poverty alleviation.
Therefore, if we target women, especially those who are single mothers, support their children, to support themselves, to go to school, eventually those children will lift the whole family out of poverty. So in the long term, within 10 years, 12 years, you see those children you see down there, 5 years playing football, they're already big boys, and they take themselves out of poverty, take their mother out of poverty. So it's important to target. And the Chinese model, which we are here to learn about, is what they call the targeted. And the professor was using the word precision poverty. You need to be precise in poverty alleviation. And so the ability of Ghana to target those who really need, support is very, very key.
The conference, which was organized on the theme, Plotting China's Poverty Alleviation Model in West Africa, was put together by the Institute of Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy in Ghana.